Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 16 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Today I'm trying out two new Pokemon that I haven't used really before at all. Thanks to your suggestions, a lot of people said they wanted to see Mewtwo, so this is one take of it. I think I'm actually going to try out a bunch of different Mewtwo sets, so if you have any recommendations, definitely let me know in the comments below. I think I definitely want to feature a Mega Mewtwo X and Y as well. For now, I'm using a regular Mewtwo with Focus Sash and Gravity, so in combination with Salamence to set up Tailwind and Primal Groudon, the idea is you get Gravity up and get Precipice Blades, and Mewtwo's just an offensive threat with Ice Beam in general and Psy Strike. Also trying out Mega Gengar, which I know Wolfie featured earlier. I'm using a set somewhat similar. It's got Perish Song and Sludge Bomb actually to help with the Big 6 matchups, but it's also got Disable, which I think is a really fun move in general. So this is a team that I'm definitely going to be editing along the way. It's, definitely not the most competitive of teams, but we are on lower ladder right now, so I figured, maybe use this team to get into the 1700s and then try something a little bit more serious. But I do think Mewtwo is a pretty viable Pokemon. We've seen variants of Mewtwo do pretty well at select regionals across the world. I believe one in Europe and one in Asia. So I know that Mega Mewtwo X actually I think got second or first at one of the Taiwan regionals. So it's a team that I might be interested in exploring as well. But yeah, definitely let me know with your suggestions or your comments and maybe what you'd like to see replaced or fixed on the team, and I'll definitely take that into consideration. And as always, if you enjoy Road to Rank, please show your support by leaving a like in the video. I would really appreciate it. But pretty excited to feature this. Played a bunch of games on Showdown. Went pretty well, but it was obviously the beginning of Showdown, so can't really say too much about it. And the Landers and Salamence and Ferrothorn are all Pokemon you guys are pretty familiar with. Those are kind of just placeholder Pokemons. Those are Pokemon that I might be looking to switch, but guess we got a disconnection there. But I think the dual Intimidate here is really important, especially for Groudon, because this Groudon's just basically offense, offense, offense. So the idea is with the Intimidates, I can at least reduce some of the damage output from physical type attackers on my opponent's end. Another fun thing is, since this is kind of a gravity related team, if Mewtwo sets up gravity, then Landers can actually just get Earthquakes off. But we find a 1436 opponent from the UK to start it off, hopefully with a decent team. Still, yeah. So despite my opponent's rating, still going to be a kind of fun game here. Opponent rocking Kangaskhan, Amoonguss, Kyogre, Xerneas, Cresselia, and Chansey. So pretty interesting combination here. Groudon actually looks pretty good if it can get the Precipice Blades off. I'm going to want to watch out for, first of all, that Chansey, which is really annoying in general. I think one fun thing here is I definitely actually kind of want Mega Gengar, because if I can trap the Kyogre in, then I can get Groudon in and just basically Precipice Blades away. So I'm actually going to lead with my Gengar. Mewtwo is still good, especially for the Amoonguss. But I actually like Gengar Landers as a lead here with Mewtwo and Groudon on the back. Ferrothorn would actually be really good in this matchup. So I feel like I should bring it, but I just want to feature the fun Pokemon a little bit. I want to have a little bit more fun as opposed to and try to win without Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn's just so good in this matchup. But you know what? Heck it. I don't need it. Let's go. Let's feature the main strategy of this core, which is Mega Gengar with Landorus to get the Intimidate off, Cycle in, Mega Evolve, switch out into Groudon, win the Weather War, basically. And Mewtwo in the back, 1 for Gravity, but 2 also for damage output. Okay, so here's Gengar Landorus, a pretty familiar lead. But Mega Gengar, I think, really cool Pokemon in this format in general. We actually see Cresselia and Xerneas, which I'm okay with here. I think this is actually really solid for me, because I can just Mega Evolve. The question is whether he goes for a Geomancy or not. But I get the Trap in, which is nice. Could just Explosion turn 1, honestly. Question is whether he Geomancies or not. I feel like he's probably going to Geomancy. And I kind of want to conserve Landorus, but I could Explode right away. I could also Perish Song. Perish Song Explosion. But he could protect Xerneas, which is my fear. Let's just go Sludge Bomb into Xerneas and U-turn out. Okay, he doesn't switch out, so if I don't pick up knockouts here, then I'll have him trapped in, which is good. Okay, he does protect with Xerneas. Good play, but Psychic won't knock me out. And I get a free switch into Groudon, which is excellent. And Choice Band, wow, U-turn does over 50% there to Crest. That's really powerful. Especially if he's not Citrus Berry here. That's gonna allow me to bring in... Could actually bring in Mewtwo. Or I could just try to pick up a double knockout. Yeah, that's the goal. So I'll bring in Groudon here. And yeah, you'll see that I have Disable on Gengar, which I think is a really fun move. Like, when I was building this team, I was like, what are fun moves Gengar could use? Hidden Power Water, that's pretty cool. I know Wolf was using it. Used it to actually beat me in the major. But I was like, what are other cool moves that people don't use that often? Destiny Bond's kind of cool, but it's Mega Gengar. And I was like, Disable actually makes a lot of sense, especially if you're trapping them in. Oh, wow. Skill Swap. So he was trying to get the Intimidate in. Instead, he gives me Levitate, which I am more than okay with here. Yeah. I mean, this is basically going to be a double knockout this turn, I think. I don't really get that move at all. Like, it makes sense onto Gengar. Maybe it was a misclick. And I'll just Sludge Bomb. And now, since he even gave me Levitate, I'm just going to Precipice Blades. And he's trapped with both of his Pokemon. He can't do anything. It's most likely going to be a double knockout. Then I can just Perish Song to end the game. So this is kind of the thing I was thinking of when building the team. Like, Gengar plus Groudon's a really strong combination. So if you can put your opponent into a position where you can pick up a double knockout, especially if Mewtwo gets Gravity up, then you can just Perish Song to end the game. So that was a really questionable decision on my opponent's end. I do like the Protect play on Xerneas, which is why I didn't go for an Explosion. As Sludge Bomb barely misses out the knockout. It actually gets a Poison there, which is nice. We're going to just see Precipice Blades come out, so really slow Xerneas as well, maybe on the bulkier spectrum. I actually missed the knockout there on Cresselia, which I'm okay with. It depends what he goes for here. He goes for Trick Room. Okay. That makes sense. You probably bring in Kyogre now. But because he, like, if he skill swapped Gengar there, that would have also been kind of interesting, though I guess I still would have been faster. Kyogre is going to come in here, which isn't much of a surprise. So, yeah, maybe it's not over yet, because I didn't bring Ferrothorn, but like I said, I just wanted to have some fun with this one. Missing the knockout there onto Cresselia definitely hurt a little bit, but it is what it is. Let's see. So, I can just Protect here. I think, even though Cresselia has... So, Cresselia right now has my ability, which is the Sun. And if you skill swap with Kyogre... I actually don't... This is a mechanic I remember. I was like, I should know this, but I forgot. I forgot which one activates first. It's not based off speed. Instead, it's always whichever one transfers. I think... I'm trying to remember right now. I guess I should make a move first. So I'm going to Protect Gengar. Switch into Mewtwo, maybe? Yeah, that Trick Room was actually pretty huge for my opponent. Gives him a good chance of coming back in this one. But I think I should be able to win this one. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking... I feel like the Sun goes first and then the Rain. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Okay, we see Ice Beam into Gengar. Here's a Water Spout, so... I actually would have preferred him to double up into the Mewtwo slot. Yeah, I really don't know how the weather works right now. So I'm going to Protect Mewtwo. Going to Protect Mewtwo and switch out into Groudon. The skill swap play, once again, is obviously the one my opponent wants to make, but like I said, I don't know whether it's Rain goes up and then Sun, or Sun goes up and then Rain. So this would be a good lesson for everyone to learn right now. I'm pretty sure Rain goes up, so I could be screwed here, but let's see. For that reason, that's actually a pretty big misplay I made. I should have doubled up onto the Cresselia slot, because even if it gets a Geomancy off on the Xerneas end, that's fine. Okay, he Ice Beams into the Gengar slot. Good play. Does a lot of damage there with the crit. And the Ice Beam into Mewtwo. I really don't know. That's 2 turns of Trick Room gone, though, which is good in general. Could just double Protect here and he's probably going to go for the skill swap now. Yeah, let's do that. I've burned enough turns of Trick Room that I think I should be able to still win this one. So, that Trick Room being huge, yeah. The misplay was I should have just doubled up on Cresselia to deny Trick Room. Oh, what? I went for a Protect. Whoops. So I get it with Groudon. He's going to go for the skill swap now, the moment of truth. Okay, so it's Rain and then Sun. Nice. That's hilarious. He's going to go for a Water Spout. Okay, so nah, that's a confirmation. So basically, I think the way it works is Cresselia's new ability always activates first. So in this case, it gets the Rain, and then Kyogre's ability activates. So that's what I thought, but I think I said the opposite, so I wasn't too sure. But that will allow me to just go for the Protect with Mewtwo here. I can just attack with Groudon, honestly. Yeah, I'm just going to Precipice Blades and Protect. He's going to switch out Kyogre, yeah. Into Kangaskhan. So that first turn skill swap ended up like making this match even easier for me. I don't know. That first turn just didn't make very much sense. He's just going to Ice Beam into Groudon. Good play. No crit this time. Precipice Blades does connect with both Pokemon. It's going to pick up the knockout into Crest and do around 50% to Kangaskhan. A lot more, actually, because it's not Mega Evolved. So there's a knockout. With Landorus in the back, should be able to seal this one up. Trick Room is going to expire here. So I'm just going to play actually, with Mega Gengar in the back, all I have to do is get it in safely and Perish Song. But should be able to have this. I mean, here I think I'm just going to Protect Mewtwo. Yeah, I still want Sun Up. Actually, let's think about this. Protect Mewtwo from a potential Fake Out. Well, actually, since Groudon should be faster as its Trick Room, I'm just going to Precipice Blades and Side Strike here. Mewtwo threatening being the fastest Pokemon on the field forces Kangaskhan to target it, but if my opponent fakes out the Landorus, or the Gengar, excuse me, then you can't really do very much. Sorry, not the Gengar, the Groudon. I saw the G and I was like, what? He's going to go for the Fake Out here, however, onto... Oh, there's the Groudon target. Perfect. So, we're probably going to he's going to get 2 of my Pokemon, but I'm going to knock out Kangaskhan, and then it's 2-on-1. So, Mewtwo getting that awesome Side Strike off. Super, super offensive attack. Going to pick up the knockout there. Yeah, so I went for the double Protect by accident, because I forgot I protected the earlier turn, so this was definitely not the best of games here, but pretty good warm-up for our next one. Ice Beam actually comes out instead, so that's definitely going to be game now. So, I'm going to bring in... You can still threaten with Water Spout. You know? So, because Water Spout's an option and I have Disable on Gengar, I'm actually just going to Protect Side Strike. Get the switch in. He could Protect here with Kyogre, which would be a great move. Huh. I wonder if my opponent will actually go for that. But then I just Sludge Bomb, Side Strike, and then Earthquake to win the game. Yeah, he's not going to Protect here. Okay. So this ends up being a pretty long game against, as you see, Side Strike there, that's over 50%. Going for a Thunder into Gengar too. I don't know why you don't Water Spout there, and that's definitely going to be game now. So we do see Kyogre's moveset, but this is one reason why I think Mewtwo's really cool. Like, Side Strike, because it calculates for defense as opposed to special defense, heavily damages Kyogre. It's a 2-hit KO basically on most Kyogres that aren't super defensively bulky, and that's really nice because you don't need a item, a boosting item to knock it out. So, pick up the knockout on Kyogre. End up winning the game 3-0, but it wasn't the bestly, very well played game on my end, and my opponent wasn't exactly the highest rated either, so pretty good warm-up match, I would say, for the remainder of the week, especially since that ended up being pretty long and drawn out, but a couple key misplays there for me on my end. Definitely should have just denied Trick Room from going up. If I knew my weather mechanics, I would have helped a little bit better too. Wasn't sure about that, and that was good to confirm, so... some good stuff there, and we're just going to look for our second game. But Mewtwo there definitely doing some work, threatening, picking up knockout and a half basically onto Kangaskhan and half onto Kyogre with the Side Strike damage, which was pretty nice. But didn't get to go for my main setup, which was Gravity, and then coming with Groudon and Precipice Blades, everything. So we'll see if we can pull it off in this next game. Win does give us a 3-to-1 ratio. We're going to find Tommy from Italy with a rating of 1645, so a little bit higher rated. Like I said, I'd really want to use this team to get into the 1700s and go from there. We do get our first Big Six team with Groudon, Xerneas, Kangaskhan, Smeargle, Salamence, and Talonflame. So against this core, I actually really like going with Gengar immediately to threaten with the Perish Song. Although Tailwind from Salamence would be pretty nice, but his team is a team that can have multiple Tailwind users as well. So I think I typically like Gengar. I'm going to go with the same 4 Pokemon. Yeah. Because the thing is, okay, if you bring in Kangaskhan and you bring it in against Gengar, you just get trapped in immediately. And he doesn't know that I'm Mega Gengar. If you see Salamence with Gengar, normally you're like, okay, Salamence is definitely the Mega Evolution. Gengar maybe could be. And that really helps my case here. I haven't played against too many Big Six teams in testing. It's a little bit hard. Obviously, you don't want to bring in Ferrothorn since he's got the 2 fire types and you can't control the weather. Salamence is a questionable one, so I like with these 4 because I can get an Intimidate off immediately. If you leave Kangaskhan Smeargle, then I actually just Perish Song and pick up a double knockout immediately. Or not immediately, I have to kind of play it out, but like Kangaskhan Smeargle would be the ideal lead matchup right now for me, especially if he stays in. Even if he doesn't though, like the whole idea why this Gengar's Perish Song is to kind of eliminate threats and then seal up, you seal up the game by going with the strategy of gravity in the end. So we'll see how this one goes. But yeah, the first game was definitely pretty long and drawn out. Didn't see Chansey make an appearance, unfortunately, but pretty cool game. One in which if I just brought Ferrothorn, would have been a lot easier, but wanted to have a little bit more fun. We actually do see Kangaskhan and Smeargle as a lead here, though. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. But, of course, he can just go for Fake Out and Dark Void. However, even if he does do that, he has to connect with his Dark Voids. I'm going to Mega Evolve here because I want to trap both of these Pokemon in. So I'm going to Mega Evolve, and I'm actually just going to Perish Song here. I could switch out. I think the Groudon switch out might actually be the play. Yeah, I like the Groudon switching here. So let's see if my opponent stays in. If he does, then that would be excellent and ideal. I want to consider the Landers because my opponent most likely has Xerneas and Groudon on the back, and an Earthquake against both of those is deadly. Even if he doesn't. I mean, Mewtwo with Side Strike still does a good amount to the Xerneas. I'm just really hoping he doesn't switch out right now. If he doesn't, then I can get a Perish Song off. If he doesn't have Scrappy, actually, that's another game changer. Landers is switching out, but it is the fastest, so it doesn't reveal much right now. Groudon's going to come in. And Gengar and Groudon, especially if Kangaskhan Mega Evolves, means that he's going to be in some trouble. But let's see if he switches out. That's the game changer right now. So Sun's going to go up. Nice, he stays in. Awesome. Okay, that's what I was hoping for. That is exactly what I was hoping for. Ooh, he does go for Scrappy Fake Out onto Gengar, though. And the Wide Guard. Oh, maybe hoping for an explosion. Interesting, interesting. There's the Moody. What does he get? Attack increase, good. And special attack decrease. Neither are which too helpful. I think I'm just gonna Perish Song here. And Eruption. Because I know he most likely has Xerneas and Groudon on the back, so if I can just set myself up for Landers to come in, then since both I'm faster with Landers and Mewtwo, I can just Earthquake Side Strike. And he doesn't have much answers to that. But the Scrappy Fake Out there from Kangaskhan definitely helps my opponent out. Pretty cool to see Wide Guard as well. I actually really like that play because, I want to scout for what my Landers does. Could have went for the U-turn there, which actually would have been an excellent play. Instead, I decided to switch out to avoid getting faked out so I could get Groudon in for insurance. The other question now is, does Kangaskhan Mega Evolve or not? You could choose to, not... Okay, he's going to Mega Evolve. Another question is whether he has Power Up Punch or not. So let's see. Let's see. Could go for the Sucker Punch here. Oh, he goes for Follow Me. I am very okay with that. That's excellent for me here. So get the Perish Song up. That's not what really is more important. We'll see what Kangaskhan goes for. Gonna be just a double edge here. Into Groudon. But the Intimidates mean that it's not even a 2-hit KO. However, it does, of course, reduce the damage of Eruption. But now I've got my main setup. I've got the Intimidate, I've got the Perish Song going up, so both of his Pokemon will faint now and they're on a timer. As Eruption there still does a lot of damage there. And Perish Count's fallen down. Excellent. Let's see, Smoothie here. Gets the speed increase. Evasiveness decrease. That is not fun. That is not fun. But I will go for the double protect here. I think I'm even fine trading both of my Pokemon for both of his. Because Landorus and Mewtwo should be well equipped to deal with anything he has in the back. But right now the advantage is definitely in my favor. Kind of curious to see the double edge follow me play there. I think if he has Power Up Punch, that onto Groudon would have been really good. But the speed increase makes this game a little bit more difficult. Without it, what I could do is switch out into Landorus and go for a Sludge Bomb onto the Smeargle to just pick up the knockout. And then since he'll be intimidated, if he Sucker Punches, Gengar won't knock me out, and then I can just Earthquake away. So, you know, you do have to deal with that when playing against Moody, though, which is why it's one of the most hated kind of abilities in the format. That's why Smeargle is so annoying in general. He does just go for the Sucker Punch and the Dark Void play here. Not much of a surprise. And Perish counts are now down to 2. Let's see if we can get an evasiveness increase and a special defense decrease. So this would be a good time to get a disable up. And I'm just going to Precipice Blades. Like if you miss, then I just pick up a double knockout. And that would actually be huge. Like let's say he Dark Void misses here, I pick up a knockout. He actually goes for Wide Guard with Smeargle. Interesting. As it actually avoids the Wide Guard. Here's the double edge going into Groudon once again. That's fine. Good Wide Guard there. Just prevent the Precipice Blades. And now everything's down to 1, so you probably just Dark Void and hope for the best. I could switch out. The main question right now is, do I want to just give up, like, trade both of mine for both of his? Because like I said, then Landorus and Mewtwo comes in, and that's still a pretty darn good position for me. Unless he didn't bring both Xerneas and Groudon. So the question right now is, do I want to switch out Gengar? But if I do, you know, I obviously have to deal with some risks. I think I'm just going to sacrifice both of them, honestly. They've done their job. Yeah, I'll just give up both of my Pokemon. I don't want either Pokemon to fall asleep in the back. So I could have switched into Mewtwo there, since he is going for the Sucker Punch, but once again, Dark Void could connect. So I'll trade knockouts here with him. Yep. There's the Dark Void. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, the play there to make was to switch into Mewtwo. But I don't know if that was necessarily the better play. Because then I am forced to take turns of sleep, and I don't want that. I want both of my Pokemon right now to come out and threaten with full offense. I want them to be as healthy as possible. There's the double knockout. So that's exactly why I use Parasong on this team. A little bit different, but, you know, Wolf was using something similar with Parasong. And it's not a strategy I've actually used in the past at all, but it was specifically to counter, like, Kangaskhan and stuff, because you can just get that out of the way. Kangaskhan's really annoying to deal with as Mewtwo with Focus Sash, and now, you know, Mewtwo can really come in and thrive. So let's see what we've got in the back here for my opponent. I'm hoping it's Groudon Xerneas. If that's the case, I should be able to win this one. But it's actually Talonflame. That's interesting. Talonflame Xerneas or Talonflame Groudon? Okay, Talonflame Groudon. That's cool. Makes things a little bit trickier. But the Intimidate here is pretty huge. We have a bunch of options. I could Protect Explode, but Side Strike against Groudon isn't doing as much damage because it calculates for defense. He might Protect Tailwind here. I think I might just Rock Slide Side Strike Groudon, honestly. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go for. Gravity isn't much use right now. You know, he could, like, Brave. It also depends on what moveset his Groudon's carrying. He's going for the Protect play. That's fine, because then it's 2-on-1. Tailwind's probably going to go up. Yep. So now it's a question, do you have Eruption or not? If he has Eruption, I think he can actually win this one. If not, the Intimidate means that he won't knock me out. Okay, well, first of all, let's see if Rock Slide connects here. Oh, that's a shame. It's a darn shame. That's gonna be a loss there, actually. I think the miss there seals it up. If he has Eruption, then I don't feel as bad, since that most likely picks up a knockout onto Landorus, but that's a bummer. Because if I pick up that knockout, then all I can do is protect with Mewtwo, Rock Slide, do some damage to Groudon, single target. He's gonna Flare Blitz here, yeah. Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay, he did have Eruption, so I actually guess that it most likely didn't matter unless he, like, was super offensive. Yeah, I was really expecting the Xerneas in the back, but my opponent, smartly enough, didn't bring it, so Shy Strike here is going to go in, but, yeah, maybe I should have switched out when I had Power Song up. That could have been the play. And you see Shy Strike doesn't pick up the 2-hit KO on Groudon. It depends what his, you know, like if he has Eruption, he still bring me down to my Sash. So it's just a question of whether his Eruption would have been able to, like if I connect Rock Slide, then does your Eruption 1-hit KO my Landorus, since you could be physically invested. And if you don't pick up the knockout, then Rock Slide plus Side Strike, Rock Slide protect, Side Strike protect, Side Strike, yeah. So unfortunately don't know whether that miss mattered or not. I feel like it probably didn't, but you never know. Really well played by my opponent, though. I was fully expecting Xerneas and Groudon in the back, and kind of got, caught for that mistake there. I think I could have managed a little bit better when I had Gengar in as well, if I switched out into Mewtwo. Like, maybe that would have been the play. I'm not so sure about that. But at the same time, that was really well done by my opponent, managing the tailwind in the late game. And yeah, it was a really fun game in general. Got a lot to learn with this team. Right now, it's just the first episode, so we'll see how we can recover in the upcoming episodes, and I'll see maybe if there's some changes I want to make. But it's gonna be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like always if you did, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.